And now for the 2012 Tulsa's Fast 40 #1 company, Eagle Energy Company of Oklahoma, LLC. Eagle Energy Company of Oklahoma is an independent energy company engaged in the acquisition, exploration, development, and production of natural gas and crude oil. Since their inception in 2008, the company has been characterized by strong leadership. In August, Eagle sold all of its assets for $325 million and 325,000 shares of preferred stock to a Houston firm. This decision continues the growth of the Tulsa-based company. Although there have been many recent changes within the company, CEO and founder Steve Antry says Eagle's future remains bright, and they plan to build a model for the future. He believes that they will be in a great position to do so with a seasoned and well-balanced senior management team, a great track record of success, and incredibly strong financial backers. Accepting for Eagle Energy Company of Oklahoma, LLC, is CEO Steve Antry.
So I had this in my pocket from last year, so glad I wore the same coat. Didn't get to use it, so. I'm just thrilled to, I mean, this is just like, I'm kind of speechless. I love Tulsa. I love the fact that in Tulsa you have a mayor like Dewey Bartlett, that long before he was the Honorable Dewey Bartlett, he was a very impressive peer of mine in the industry. You've got guys like John Eaton with EY, who's been such an important part in helping us grow as a company that we're not that old. We've only been around about 3 years. I've always wanted to liken myself to the post turtle. For those of you who've ever heard that story, the post turtle is that turtle where you're driving down a dirt road and you see this turtle sitting on top of a post, and you know it didn't get there on its own. You know it doesn't belong there. You know it can't get anything done while it's up there, and you just want to help the poor thing get down. And that's how I feel a lot of times. I have to give a shout out to several people. One, I want to give a shout out to Ray Tuttle with the Journal Record, who was the first company, or the first reporter to recognize that we had something kind of interesting going on 3 years ago, and did 2 or 3 articles before anybody else picked it up. And I will always appreciate him kind of like flagging us as somebody a company that may have some things going on, and you know, ultimately some other, you know, other companies or other publications pick it up, but Ray was the first. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out a little bit to the rest of the team, what I call the original band. We've got, you know, 40 some odd employees now, but I've got Mike O'Kelly. We're kind of in the center there, but Mike's the president and COO, and he really was the person who really unlocked the kind of the key to the Mississippi line, which is now one of the larger, you know, producing resource plays in the country. He's like my brother from another mother. He's just been the best find in my career. I've got Ben Comendo. For those of you who care or don't, Eagle Energy was named after the Edison Eagles. I grew up in Tulsa, and it was my little personal homage to the Edison was to name the company the Eagles. Ben actually and I went to high school together, but he's one of the most brilliant financial minds in the country. Did I overshoot that just a little bit? But You're awesome. Got Mark Hambrick too, who's our VP of Land, who's absolutely the best negotiator I've ever met in my life. Ladd Sullins is our golden boy. They call him Turbo, operations manager, the son I've always wanted. And then Melissa, last but not least, was my #1 employee. She's our office manager, IT manager, HR manager, and just keeps it all together. So that's sort of the original band. For those of you that may or may not know, we sold out and closed the deal, $650 million to Mid-States Petroleum. Started the company 3 years ago with about a $65 million buy-in to a property, sold it for $650 million. Mid-States is now, fortunately, you know, coming to town, setting up shop. I'm going to hire a bunch more people, so I feel good about that for Tulsa. Good business community for them. They see a good workforce, and ultimately, we've even said if things, you know, continue to develop with this asset, they may, you know, move more and more people up here. But Eagle will still be around. Hopefully, a few years from now, I'll be up here again with another company. Before I leave, I have to say though that the key to my success and everybody needs to get one, is a Lisa Antry, my wife. She is, I notice when a lot of CEOs get up, they'll make references to, gee, my wife's been great. She was, you know, she's put up with my long hours, and my speech about my wife isn't like that. My speech is, she put in the long hours with me. I haven't ever had any major or minor decision that I haven't talked about with Lisa Antry. She's the smartest person I know, the best entrepreneur I know, and I love her dearly. So thank you, Tulsa, and I'm honored.
What a wonderful and amazing group. I would like to congratulate once again all of tonight's honorees by asking them all to stand up one more time. Stand up. Let us give you a round of applause.